Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is show you how to use the Minitab software and then again the TI-84 graphing calculator to calculate a confidence interval for the population mean using the t-distribution. So remember, we use the t-distribution when we are given the sample standard deviation. In other words, the population standard deviation is unknown. So to do this, we use the Minitab's Inference Menu. So the Inference Menu has a one sample T, a one sample Z, and a proportion menu, and then it's got some two sample options. We're going to be choosing the one sample T option. So the first thing it asks you is, what do you have? Do you have your data in a column? In other words, you have raw data down here? Well, no, that's not us. The question gave us summarized statistics. So you choose summarized data. The sample size here was 25 chickens, and the sample mean was 20 eggs per month, and the sample standard deviation is 2. So we're using this value of x bar equals 20 to estimate the value for mu for the, who knows, thousands of chickens that are on this chicken egg farm. How many eggs do they lay per month on average? Well, we're basing our answer for the thousands of chickens on this sample of size 25. The options menu here, let's give it a quick look. This is where you input the confidence level. The confidence interval here was a 95% confidence interval. Alright, and then basically once you have this menu set up, all you have to do is say OK, and instead of using these defining formulas down here to get this confidence interval, you could use the software. Just say OK, and here's the output menu. It gives you the sample size, the sample mean, the standard deviation, the standard error of the mean, which is right here, S over radical n, which is 2 divided by the square root of 25, which is 2/5, it's 0.4. And of course, here's the 95% confidence interval, the lower bound, comma, the upper bound. Now, if you look at these numbers, they are a tiny bit off from what I have down here. The reason for that is because this critical t-score of 2.06 was gotten from table number 3, which is the t-score table. The t-score table is rounded to 2 decimal places. Minitab Express and the TI graphing calculator, they actually use probably close to 9 decimal places for the calculation. So they're a bit more accurate. But nevertheless, the answers are so close, it doesn't really make a big difference. So as you can see, using Minitab generates this in seconds, which is kind of nice. The TI-84 is just as nice. It's going to work for me. So you get to the this menu by hitting the Stat button and then moving across to the Testing menu. So the first handful of options are hypothesis tests. We'll use all of these. Believe it or not, we're going to use every one of these options later on in the course. And every one of these options are in the Inference menu, as you'll see. Starting with number 7 is where the confidence intervals start. Now, I believe we looked at an example of the Z interval earlier. So I'm going to go down to number 8, which is called T interval. Yeah, so here we go. T interval. This is a confidence interval using the t-distribution. So once you have number 8 highlighted, you can hit enter. And the input's very similar. It's saying, what do you give me? You give me some raw data, in which case they'll go to a list. Or do you have the statistics? Well, we have the statistics. And then it's just going to pick your brain and say, okay, what are your stats? The X bar was 20. The standard deviation of the sample was 2. The sample size was 25. The confidence level, the default is 95%. So you go on top of calculate, hit enter, and it takes a little bit longer to crunch. The hand calculator doesn't take nearly that long. Alright, but this is 19.174. As you can see, it matches this like exactly. It's off from the hand calculation version again. 20.826. As you can see, it's very close to this one. A little bit off from this one. Once again, this calculator is using a much more accurate value for this critical t-score of 2.06. Alright, so if you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll be happy